In his epic poem, Savitri, A Legend and a Symbol, Sri Aurobindo describes a birth and an awakening of individuals who are prepared to play a role in the advent of a new consciousness that has the power to transform life on earth, uplift human understanding, and usher in an age of harmony and mutuality. Quote, I saw the omnipotent's flaming pioneers over the heavenly verge which turns towards life come crowding down the amber stairs of birth, forerunners of a divine multitude. Out of the paths of the morning star they came into the little room of mortal life. I saw them cross the twilight of an age, the sun-eyed children of a marvelous dawn, the great creators with wide brows of calm, the massive barrier breakers of the world, and wrestlers with destiny in her lists of will, the laborers in the quarries of the gods, the messengers of the incommunicable, the architects of immortality. Into the fallen human sphere they came, faces that wore the immortal's glory still, voices that communed still with the thoughts of God, bodies made beautiful by the Spirit's light, carrying the magic word, the mystic fire, carrying the Dionysian cup of joy, approaching eyes of a diviner man, lips chanting an unknown anthem of the soul, feet echoing in the corridors of time, high priests of wisdom, sweetness, might, and bliss, discoverers of beauty's sunlit ways, and swimmers of love's laughing fiery floods, and dancers within rapture's golden doors, their tread one day shall change the suffering earth and justify the light on nature's face. End quote. Book 3, Canto 4, pages 343 to 344. These forerunners of a divine multitude are those individuals all around the world who have begun to awaken to the need, the possibility, and the reality of the advent of a new consciousness that can transform our lives and bring harmony to humanity and balance our relationship to the planet, the environment, and the other beings with whom we share the planet. They do not come from any particular religion, philosophy, country, or group. They are individuals who are beginning to manifest the growth beyond the limits of the body-life-mind framework that has defined our lives since humanity first developed on the earth. They recognize that it is time for the next phase of the evolution of consciousness to take place, and they are aspiring for and striving to be receptive to the new consciousness that is taking up the challenges of the imbalances and disharmonies that our vital mental focus have created. These individuals view the dire situation of the world and consciously take up the challenges and face every issue, every difficulty, every obstruction, and every delay. They are not blind to the realities of the world, but they also see that a new force is at work, a force that can move us beyond the fighting, the disputing, and the gridlock. The mother notes, quote, certain ideas of a more general nature, of a wider, perhaps more collective kind, are being worked out and are acting in the world, and both things go together. A possibility of a greater and more total destruction, a reckless inventiveness which increases the possibility of catastrophe, a catastrophe which would be on a far greater scale than it has ever been, and, at the same time, the birth, or rather the manifestation, of much higher and more comprehensive ideas and acts of will, which, when they are heard, will bring a wider, vaster, more complete, more perfect remedy than before. This struggle, this conflict between the constructive forces of the ascending evolution of a more and more perfect and divine realization And the more and more destructive, powerfully destructive forces, forces that are mad beyond all control, is more and more obvious, marked, visible. And it is a kind of race or struggle as to which will reach the goal first. It would seem that all the adverse, anti-divine forces, the forces of the vital world, have descended on the earth, are making use of it as their field of action, and that at the same time, a new, higher, more powerful spiritual force has also descended on earth to bring it a new life. This makes the struggle more acute, more violent, more visible, but it seems also more definitive, and that is why we can hope to reach an early solution. This opens up roads of realization into the future, possibilities which are already foreseen when an entire part of humanity, the one which is open consciously or unconsciously to the new forces, is lifted up, as it were, into a higher, more harmonious, more perfect life. Even if individual transformation is not always permissible or possible, there will be a kind of general uplifting, a harmonization of the whole, which will make it possible for a new order, a new harmony to be established, and for the anguish of the present disorder and struggle to disappear and be replaced by an order which will allow a harmonious functioning of the whole. End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, The Hidden Forces of Life, Chapter 6, Hidden Worlds and Evolutionary Forces, pages 153 to 154.